All right, so we have something called Launa Drama where we talk about things that happen and they're dramatic things that happen to Launa. And we're just like, man, who does that happen to? Well, this is not so much dramatic, but another weird thing happened to Launa this morning as she was going to get her blood work done.
Yeah, because I needed to do blood work and you have to fast and all that stuff. So I'm
Right.
like, let me just knock it out really quick. So I got there in line like super early, like 5:40, so I could be like the first one in because I could not make an appointment, but I had to get this done. So I'm second in line. There was another guy ahead of me, and then we're standing there waiting for the doors to open. And another guy walks in, and when the doors open, he just totally butted in front of both of us. I thought that was really rude this morning.
Okay.
I was like, oh my gosh. But so then you go up to the it was this like Labcorp thing. So you go up there and you have to enter it in on the computer, and you kind of wait for the people to come out, and then they call your name. Well, we're all standing there, and I'm just like, scrolling through my phone. I'm just standing there, and this old lady walks up to me, and she's got a white plastic bag in her hand with like a sample in there, like in one of those cups with the lids on.
Oh.
And she's like, hey, can you do me a favor? And I was like, well, what do you need? And she's like, could you just hand this? Could you just drop this off for me? And I'm like, drop it where? Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, it's just a drop off. She's like, it's got all the paperwork in there. She goes, I can't wait. She goes, I need you to drop it off. And I'm like,
No.
well, I'm like, they're gonna
You say no.
I'm like, they're gonna be out here in a second. I'm like, I mean, this was inside already. I mean, literally, the lights were on. She came all the way back to where they do the blood draw.
Yeah.
And I said, they're going to be out here in 2 seconds, and I'm kind of like trying to walk away. But she's like, I really need you to just drop this. Can you just please drop this? I can't wait. And I'm like, and I didn't want to touch the bag,
That's right, you don't.
I'm like, oh, even though it was in a sealed container and then it was in a plastic bag.
It was a urine sample.
It was probably somebody's urine sample, but
Okay.
I'm like, ew, okay. But, it's this old lady, and I'm a nice person, and
Sure.
I'm like, well, maybe she needs help or whatever. So I'm like, all right, fine. So I kind of grabbed it by the edge, and I'm like holding it away from myself.
I can't believe you said yes.
I know, but I felt bad, She looked like she needed some help. So I'm standing there and I'm like holding this bag far away from me. You can tell I didn't want to really touch it. And the lady finally comes out. I go, ma'am, this lady dropped this off and asked me to turn it in. She goes, oh, no, we do not do that. Oh, no. And she's like, she needs to do it herself. I go, well, and then she's like looking at me like she's not going to take it. I'm like, I don't want it. It's not mine.
Right.
I'm like, I got nothing to do with this. And she's like, oh, no, we do not take that. She goes, she needs to get back here. She goes, can you go get her? Is she still in the store? I'm like, I don't know. So I'm like, and she wouldn't take the sample from me. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't want to hold it anymore then.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think she might still be here because she had just walked away. So I'm yelling through the store, ma'am. And I'm screaming. She was at the front door and I'm like, get that woman. And then the cashier lady runs up. She goes, ma'am. And I go, they will not take this. She was like, what do you mean? I go, they won't take it. I go, you got to go back there and sign, check in and stuff. She's like, oh no. Well, then she turns around and walks right back out the door. I'm like,
With her sample?
With her sample. Yeah. I'm like, shady.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little bit shady.
Why she wouldn't just walk back there and drop it off herself?
I know. I'm like, it's just a drop off. So then I was like, what did I rope myself into?
That's right. You should have just said no.
You're an accomplice now.
Well,
something.
I just felt bad. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, she made it.
You can feel bad, but you can still say no.
I have a hard time saying no sometimes.
Are you going to say no to the next time this happens?
Yes, obviously.
You better.
I was just, and it sounded legit, like, hey, here's the paperwork, everything's in there, can you just drop it off?
Sounded legit when somebody's handing me their urine sample.
Yeah, that
sounded legit.
Yeah.
That sounded legit to you.
Have you ever thought about doing that? Like, would you ever do that to somebody?
Well, and then I was thinking to myself, I can't believe that she's trusting that I'm going to do this for her. If she really needs a urine sample for whatever. And then I'm thinking, and then I was like, oh, then my brain starts going. I'm like, oh, probably drugs. And she has to do a urine sample for that or something like that. And that's why she didn't want to turn it in.
That's right.
Oh, man.
Like,
yeah, not good.
Way to go, Lana.
Way to go, Lana. That's great. So somebody walked up to you and gave you a urine sample and you took it. That's fantastic. weird encounters that happened to Launa, but again, you roped yourself into that one a little bit.
I know. I was trying to do a nice thing, but PSA out there, don't take anybody else's urine sample.
Gotta tell you, you don't really need to give that PSA.
Yeah,
I think people understand that.
P being the ultimate letter there. Oh my gosh. So I got a problem with some things on this list, and it's a list that the top just for kids things that only kids should be doing, not adults. All right. Now I'm going to start off with one that I totally agree with, and that is playing with dolls.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that should be just for kids.
I agree with that.
That's obviously if you're playing with your younger child or whatever.
That's a different story.
That's a different story. But playing by yourself, dolls, a little weird.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yes.
Okay. Another one, stuffed animals. Should you still have stuffed animals? Now, some adults still have their stuffed animals from when they were a kid.
Yes.
That's interesting to me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I think I can go either way. Should that be just for kids?
It depends. I don't see a big deal with that one.
All right, how about this? Coloring books. Now, I have heard of the coloring books. They're supposed to be stress relievers. The adult coloring books are supposed to be something that you do when you are stressed out, and they're actually made for adults.
Yeah,
I've heard that before. So, what are we talking about? Are we talking about the kid ones? Are we talking about the adult ones? If it's the adult ones, then they're made for adults.
Yeah, and I don't see a problem with this. Jenny used to do coloring books with like Livy, and they would do it, and then Jenny's mom, and they'd all just kind of color together.
Right.
I don't have a problem with that. I think that's kind of a cool thing to do. I don't know. I don't see an issue with that.
Okay. This one you're definitely not going to see an issue with because I know you do this. Legos. Should be just for kids.
Yeah, so Jake's not really much into them anymore. He hasn't done them in a while.
But are you doing them by yourself now?
No. I always just do them with him.
Okay, that's different.
I've never done them by myself.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah.
Especially when you were a kid, you probably did it by yourself, right?
Of course.
Okay, gotcha. Well,
so did you.
I didn't. I was not a Lego guy at all. But that's not no judgment. I'm just saying I wasn't a Lego guy.
All right.
Dressing up in Halloween costumes. Should that be just for kids or adults too?
I have no problem with adults dressing up in Halloween costumes.
That's a tough one because like the last few years, the family has wanted to do a family costume.
Yeah, but you're going to go
a family theme. You know what I'm saying?
And I'm fine with that. But you go to Halloween parties, you're going to dress up.
Exactly.
As an adult, I don't have a problem with this one.
All right. Let's see here. Harry Potter. Should
what do
that
you
be
mean
just
by
for
Harry Potter?
Just Harry Potter, Kevin. What do you got, buddy?
What do you mean?
I'm saying you're a Harry Potter fan, no doubt.
I do love Harry Potter.
So would you ever sit down and watch one of the Harry Potter movies solo?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And you've read the books too, right?
Multiple times.
All right. So they're saying that's just for kids. But
I don't care.
All right. That you're doing that. Disney movies. I can totally, this is different than watching it with your kid, but a Disney movie. Now, I would watch Pirates of the Caribbean.
That's a Disney movie, but
right.
That's not a kid's movie.
No.
I mean, it's a PG-13, so
right.
What's the definition of Disney movie?
I guess the younger,
right.
the ones that
You're
are
talking
just
about
for
the
kids.
Cartoons.
Yeah, or I guess the cartoons, but there's some live action ones that you could watch.
Yeah.
Okay. How about this one? Trading cards. So Pokemon cards, do you collect those?
No.
Okay. How about baseball cards?
I mean, I did when I was a kid.
I did too.
I have so many of them, but I don't know what to do with them. But yeah,
same.
I did. I was all into it when I was a kid.
Same. But now, as an adult, would that be weird if you were still collecting baseball cards?
I don't think so.
No, that's kind of like
they're huge right now.
Jason Aldean does like a tear package on his Instagram of him opening baseball cards. So I guess that's not just for kids.
No.
And finally, trick or treating. That should be just for kids unless you are helping your kid to the front door saying, all right, say thank you, say trick or treat. I don't think adults should be going door to door. That's a little weird. I can't see myself as a grown man standing up there with a pillowcase going, trick or treat. And what are you supposed to be, 40-year-old JR?
Just give me candy, okay?
That would be weird. I totally agree with that. That would just be a little strange. So I thought these were kind of interesting.
I like it.
Things were just for kids. Kevin says, I got no problem with a lot of these.
I don't.
Well, good. Live your life. That's what
right.
I say.
Have fun.
Have fun. Be a kid.
That's correct.
Well, it's a call line. Call line. Fun fact. Fun fact.
Some random facts to start your day. You can share these with your friends, your coworkers, whatever you want to do. But here we go. You produce about 40,000 liters of spit in your lifetime.
That's gross.
That's enough to fill around 500 bathtubs.
Gross.
I mean, you need it, though.
You definitely need it. 40,000 liters of spit in your lifetime, enough to fill around 500 bathtubs. Okay, so there you go. Let's get you started. Lana loved that one. All right, a study suggests that the average human attention span is now shorter than that of a goldfish. What do you think the average attention span is, Lana? This would be in time. How long?
Attention
span, yeah. How long?
3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay, Kevin?
Well, if it's being compared to a goldfish,
Right.
I'm going to say 30 seconds.
Lasting around 9 seconds is the average attention span, which is shorter than a goldfish. So if somebody tells you, man, you have the attention span of a goldfish, you could say, well, so do you, on average. About 9 seconds.
On average.
That's a good comeback.
There
right
you go. And finally, nothing with less than 10% alcohol was considered an alcoholic beverage in Russia until 2011.
Oh, my goodness.
It was
Wow.
classified as regular food.
Wow.
So think about like the IPAs that are super strong, that, you know, a couple of those at a brewery knocks you down a little bit.
You say
10%. 10% alcohol.
Oh.
That's a big number.
They're drinkers back in the day.
I think they still are.
Yeah.
In 2011 in Russia, that was it. But that included almost all beer. So it was not considered an alcoholic beverage back in the day.
Wow.
Interesting.
10%. My goodness. That would knock you down for sure.